Hello and welcome to Unbuilt Giants, a series that looks at the development and demise of some of history's most notable and sometimes bizarre skyscraper projects. The Mangrove Tower was an ambitious proposal for a 206.5-meter multi-purpose skyscraper in San Juan, Puerto Rico, intended to become the island's first true skyscraper and the tallest building in the Caribbean. Designed by Clara Trescalo Pares, the tower drew inspiration from the braided roots and twisting branches of the mangrove trees lining the nearby Martin Peña Channel, translating their natural forms into four interwoven towers linked by an interlaced net of facades, vegetation, and water features. Planned to house apartments, offices, public areas, and a hotel with direct access to major transport hubs, the Mangrove Tower aimed to serve as a striking symbol of modern urban growth in Hato Rey, bridging the prestigious Golden Mile with the surrounding working-class neighborhoods. In the early 2000s, San Juan entered a period of rapid urban transformation that reshaped both its skyline and its social landscape. Nowhere was this change more visible than in Hato Rey, a district that had long been a mix of residential areas and commercial activity, but which began to evolve into a true financial and business hub during this time. Central to this transformation was the expansion of the Golden Mile, a modern commercial corridor filled with banks, office towers, and retail spaces, which rose in sharp contrast to the older, more modest barrios surrounding it. These neighboring residential communities, many of which faced economic hardship, highlighted the district's unique juxtaposition of wealth and poverty, giving Hato Rey a character defined by both opportunity and challenge. The area's geographical and cultural position further amplified its appeal for ambitious architectural ventures. Situated between the thriving financial center and the historic heart of Old San Juan, which continued to draw large numbers of tourists each year, Hato Rey occupied a pivotal point in the city's urban fabric. Its visibility to commuters, visitors, and locals alike made it an ideal location for a landmark development, one that could symbolize progress, modernity, and a new vision for Puerto Rican architecture. The district's accessibility, with established road networks, public transport connections, and proximity to major venues such as the José Miguel Agrelot Coliseum, only added to its strategic importance. It was within this dynamic environment that Clara Trescalo Pares, then an architecture student with a keen interest in blending modern design with cultural and environmental identity, conceived the idea for the Mangrove Tower. Her proposal was bold, aiming to redefine the city's skyline with a structure that would not only dominate in height, but also stand as a work of art in its own right. Designed to rise to a projected 206.5 meters, the Mangrove Tower would have been Puerto Rico's first building to qualify as a true skyscraper by international standards, surpassing the 150-meter threshold and far exceeding the height of the Caribbean Sea View, the island's tallest high-rise at the time. In envisioning this project, Pares sought to respond to the moment of urban reinvention taking place in San Juan, imagining a structure that would represent both the city's aspirations and the strength of its natural heritage. The proposed skyscraper would have occupied a prominent site at 125 Arterial B Avenue in the Milla de Oro district of San Juan, directly across from the José Miguel Agrelot Coliseum, one of Puerto Rico's most significant entertainment venues. Its location placed it just steps away from the Golden Mile, the city's primary commercial and financial hub, where modern office buildings and banking headquarters dominate the skyline. This strategic position meant the tower would have been visible from multiple approach routes into the city, including the roads leading to Old San Juan, making it a landmark not only for locals, but also for the thousands of tourists who pass through the area each year. The project aimed to integrate the vibrancy of a busy urban district with the natural inspiration of the nearby Martin Peña Channel, giving the structure a dual identity that embraced both commerce and the environment. Planned to rise 55 stories above ground, with an additional 2 levels below street level, the Mangrove Tower went beyond simple verticality. It embraced both vertical and diagonal movement, offering a dynamic experience for its occupants. Its 4 twisting structures would have enabled people to travel not only upwards and downwards, but also across and diagonally through the building, linking the towers in ways that few skyscrapers attempt. The areas between these towers were to be carefully utilized, featuring a series of water elements, reflective pools, and carefully planned vegetation designed to evoke the sense of standing within a mangrove forest. This integration of natural elements into a high-rise environment was intended to soften the effect of the immense structure and provide moments of greenery and calm in the heart of the urban landscape. The use of vegetation and water would also have helped with microclimate control, offering a cooling effect in the tropical environment of San Juan while reinforcing the ecological inspiration behind the project. The tower's exterior was envisioned as a composition of varied surfaces, each treated differently to add texture and visual interest to the skyline. A signature feature was the interlace net motif, directly inspired by the braiding and knotting of mangrove branches, which would have wrapped sections of the facade to give the illusion of movement and organic growth. Other sections of the exterior would have incorporated glass, metal, and other high-performance materials chosen to withstand the tropical climate, humidity, and the strong winds of hurricane season. This combination of durability and artistry ensured the building could function as a modern high-rise while serving as a symbolic structure deeply rooted in the island's natural character. Inside, the skyscraper was planned as a mixed-use development, incorporating a wide range of functions to ensure it remained active throughout the day and night. Public spaces, apartments, offices, a luxury hotel, and retail areas were all part of the concept, designed to make the Mangrove Tower a self-contained, vertical community. The apartments and hotel rooms would have offered panoramic views of the city, the Channel, and the Atlantic Ocean, while the public areas and retail levels were intended to attract both locals and visitors. Offices and commercial spaces would have benefited from the proximity to the Golden Mile, allowing businesses to operate in a highly visible and accessible location. The building's location also offered exceptional connectivity. It was designed to have direct links to San Juan's bus and train stations, ensuring that commuters could access the tower with ease. Plans also included a future connection to a ferry terminal, providing an additional mode of transport for those traveling between districts along the waterway. This multimodal accessibility would have transformed the Mangrove Tower into a major hub within Hato Rey's rapidly evolving urban landscape, representing a point where architecture, infrastructure, and natural inspiration converged to redefine the city's skyline. Despite its ambitious design and strategic location, the Mangrove Tower was never brought to life. The unusual design would have required specialized materials, intricate structural solutions, and advanced construction techniques, all of which added substantially to the projected costs. Financial realities ultimately proved insurmountable. At the time of the proposal, Puerto Rico faced economic uncertainty and a fragile real estate market, making it difficult to attract the private or institutional investors necessary for such a grand undertaking. While the tourism sector brought steady visitors to San Juan, it was not robust enough to guarantee the consistent occupancy and revenue streams that a multi-purpose skyscraper of this size demanded. The tower, which aimed to integrate apartments, office spaces, public areas, and a luxury hotel, risked becoming an underutilized monument if market demand failed to keep pace with its scale. In addition, the island's broader economic struggles, including government debt and limited public infrastructure funding, created an environment that made the project financially unviable. With the vision for Mangrove Tower abandoned, attention turned to more feasible developments for the prime waterfront lot. Over time, the site was reimagined and redeveloped as the Trocadero Diverplex, a mixed-use complex that today offers a blend of commercial, entertainment, and tourism facilities. Though far less ambitious in scale or symbolism, the Diverplex proved more suited to the realities of the local market and the economic climate. The Mangrove Tower endures in architectural memory as a vivid illustration of an unbuilt dream. It represented a bold attempt to merge nature-inspired design with the aspirations of an evolving urban Puerto Rico, promising a landmark that could have redefined the San Juan skyline. Instead, it stands as a reminder of the tension between visionary architecture and the practical limits of economy, infrastructure, and timing on the island. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and consider subscribing for more episodes coming soon. See you next time.